is a religion of peace.
بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم ربنا واجعلنا مسلمين لك ومن ذريتنا أمة مسلمة لك وارنا مناسكنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم ربنا وابعث فيهم رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياتك ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة ويزكيهم إنك.
This is a program dedicated to dismantling doubts and nurturing convictions by addressing relevant topics affecting today's society. This lecture offers our conscious minds ways to address our soul properly according to the Holy Quran. Islam is
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mariam Owodoni. Welcome to another exciting episode on the Message is Beautiful Jumat. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. We thank Almighty Allah for sparing our lives till today. May we continue to praise, worship, and thank Almighty Allah. Amen. As we all know that the Message is a program dedicated to dismantling doubts and nurturing convictions by addressing relevant topics affecting today's society. This lecture offers our conscious minds ways to address our soul properly according to the Holy Quran. Islam is a religion of peace. Tranquility and psychological calm will only be achieved by believing in Almighty Allah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Once again, we thank Almighty Allah for making us a Muslim and a practicing one at that. And we should always remember, like I always say, that Islam is a religion of peace and is a perfect religion. But Muslims are not perfect. We are just striving to be better. May Almighty Allah continue to make it easy on us. Amen. On today's episode, yes, I have a guest here with me. He's been our regular guest and I really appreciate him for always coming. May Almighty Allah continue to be pleased with him. Amen. On today's episode, we are going to be discussing the disease of envy, yes, and its dangers to the individual and the society at large. That is what we are going to be discussing on today's episode, and I'm sure, inshallah, our guest, he is going to be doing justice to the topic. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thanks for joining us on today's episode. Jazakallah khairan. Can you please introduce yourself to the viewers at home?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. I'm Ustaz Abdurrahman Muhammad Bashir.
Thanks for joining us. Yes, I've been meaning to ask that, were you born a Muslim, or it was when you were growing up you saw the beauty of Islam and you say, okay, let me be a Muslim?
Yeah, I was born a Muslim.
Okay.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Thank you very much. Yeah, like I said, that the topic we are going to be discussing on today's episode is the disease of envy and its dangers to individuals and the society at large. What is envy?
Yeah. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Envy. When we say envy, literally, it means when one sees something in another being and seeing that thing, one now intends to have that. By having that, some evil thoughts now begin to set in. That why having a portion of this? Why not me having the totality of that thing? So that is envy. That is envy. But generally, when we want to talk about envy is a triplet. Let me say a triplet. Envy cannot stand on its own.
Okay.
So there are other two components together with it, making three. We have jealous, and we have the evil eye. Now, The third one is the envy. That's why I say they are triplets.
Okay.
Triplets, yeah. Because jealous is when one have a strong feelings about what Allah has endowed another person.
Allahu Akbar.
Just admiration. That's all. It's not that one really wants that thing. Just wow, mashallah, when you see a beautiful thing. So that is jealous. I think that one is the safest. Now, envy is now when that thing you are seeing in another person, you want that to yourself. You are now going as far as wanting Allah to take that thing off that person.
Yes, when one is desperate.
Too desperate. Desperate in the sense that you want that person to lose that thing to you. Feeling that, oh, this thing doesn't look good in this person, and why not me? That is envy. And when we now talk about evil eye is when this our eye is called, in fact, generally, is something that is affecting us in general. So evil eye is when you through your eye, when you see a thing and you want that thing to become yours. That kind of eyes that you have used to see or to perceive that thing at that particular time, that one is not an ordinary eye again. It has become an evil eye. So that is evil eye. Evil eye is this eyeball that we have. But when this eye is now sending a signal to the brain, connecting to the acts, speaking with Allah, your God, in secret or in open. Now saying, why not this thing? In fact, anything that is superior or that is powerful should just take this thing from this person and embed me with this. So, but that thought, that eye is not, as I've said earlier, is no longer.
The intentions are not pure again.
It's not pure again. So that is evil eye. Of course, for everything one will envy, one will first see with the eye.
Yes.
When one envies a wealthy person, it's because you've seen what what that person's wealth had fetched in. So it's very obvious and clear to you that this person, he owns this, he owns that. Wow, money is good. Then you begin to envy. No, you begin to jealous. From jealous, you begin to have the feeling that, oh, why not me? This thing will also be good in me if I have this kind of thing. Why can't Allah take this from this person and give it to me? Well, why shouldn't I be in the position of this person? So you can see they are triplets. So there is no way we will talk about one aspect, one subject of this that won't lead to other. Now, envy. I stand to say that is the genesis of all the problem we have in this world. That is the root, envy. Because in the glorious Quran, in Quran 5, verse 123, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is a geset to that fact, traced down to the time of our forefather Adam. His two sons, Abel and Kabel. You see, one killed the other, and Allah. There is a reference to that in this chapter I mentioned, Quran chapter 5, 123. That when Allah is saying that, teaching Prophet Muhammad, that, oh Muhammad, can you see what happened during the time of your forefather Adam? That two of his sons, they made sacrifice to we asked them to make sacrifice, and they made sacrifice. We, Allah, we accepted one, and we rebooked one. Now, the one we rebooked, despite the fact that they are blood brothers, the one we rebooked, now out of envy, now told his brother that I will kill you. That is the first statement. And he was saying it gradually. The next thing is that he killed his brother. Then Allah now said that killing is as a result of envy. So there is a geset to that. Now, the first murder case on earth, Allah, the omniscience, now the best in knowledge, now telling us that killing is as a result of envy. Now let's ask ourselves, If envy is the first murder case on earth, then trace down to this our era. Let's ask ourselves again, what is the mother of all our problem we are facing? Does it has consequence in our society? Verily, indeed, it has
Consequences.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Sir, you said something when you were speaking the other time. You said all these things we have that we wish that when we envy someone, we wish what that person has become ours.
Yeah.
Okay. When I wish that, okay, what this person is having should become mine, does that mean that thing is going to become mine?
No, it does not mean. But we are talking about having that kind of feeling
Okay.
to each other.
Yeah, that
It's
is what
going
I
to-
want you to
yeah,
explain to
yeah,
those who are at home.
Yeah. It's going to get spiritually attached. Because sometimes, you see, there are some persons that when they start wishing bad to their fellow humans, it becomes manifest. It will start manifesting. That is the way Allah had created them. That is the way they are. Now, so we are talking about this problem itself. So we shouldn't allow this problem to, in fact, to even set out, not to talk of providing solution to it. It's just that it gets spiritually attacked. That's all.
Okay.
Because when you start having that, some thoughts will start to set in. And there are some persons that even within their self, they are talking directly to Allah, which Allah is ashamed of. That, like, it is when they did not ask that Allah will not give them. Now, it does not mean that whether you have that thing, you are envy from another person, but the danger is going to impose on a fellow individual. That is what we did not even want to happen. So we shouldn't even start it at all. Yeah, of course, there are instances when one can, you see, when it has not reached, when jealous can be neutral. When jealous now starts graduating to the extent of envy, that one is totally bad. Of course, one can envy a wealthy man that is spending his wealth in the cause of Allah. Yeah. One can say, wow, mashallah, one can envy. And one can also envy a knowledgeable person utilizing his knowledge, in teaching others with a clear and sincere mind. Yeah, these are the kind of person we can envy. No, we can jealous, not envy. Now, because jealous is when you now start thinking that they shouldn't have been given that knowledge. The knowledge should have been given to, this is the thought of a person sinking towards the path of envy. So, and now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one of the protective verse that Allah had revealed to Prophet Muhammad, because even Prophet Muhammad, the best of mankind, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, he was afflicted through the eyes of the envious. That the Prophet Muhammad was down for some days. So this is the best of mankind. If this kind of a thing can happen to him, what about us? What about we? Now Allah said, now this is one of the verses that Allah revealed to the prophet to cure his ailment then. Very, very effective. And these are the kul a'uzu. The three kul ya ayyuhal kafirun, kul a'uzu rabbil falak, kul a'uzu birabbil nas. These three. And kul ya ayyuhal kafirun. Surah al-Ikhlas, Surah al-Nas, and Surah al-Falak. So these are the, Allah now said, he said, kul a'uzu birabbin nas, kul a'uzu birabbil falak.
Kul a'udhu rabbil falaq.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. He said, say, O Muhammad, he was down when Allah was revealing this verse to him. He was down, was totally down. Allah now wants to, it's time that Allah wants to make him free. Allah now sent Jibril to him that, okay, say, seek refuge in your Lord from the dawn. Dawn is when everything is dark. When everything is dark. Like, because we regard darkness as a time when, when evil people perpetrate their evil. So Allah now says, oh Muhammad, seek refuge in Allah from this time, this dawn. min sharri ma khalaq, and from the evil that he had created. Wa min sharri gasikin is a wakab, and from the evil of the ones that the ones of the jealous, the one who jealous. You can see. Wa min sharri nafasat fil uqad, and from the evil of witches and wizards that blow knots. Yoruba used to say offer, ata, those that people that blow knots onto people, innocent people. He said these are the witches and the wizards. So I mean Shari Hasidin is a hazard, and from the evil of the envier at the time he envies. Because as at the time one starts to envy something or a quality from another fellow human, it might be that it is very possible that evil will start befalling that person. Because that's why I said it is spiritually attached.
Allah Akbar Kabira, be Almighty Allah continue to have mercy on us. So, like our ustaz has said, yes, that we should be watchful as Muslims of what we think towards one another. Yes, we should make sure that our intentions are pure towards people. May Almighty Allah continue to have mercy on us. So, what are the dangers of this?
Yeah, you see, the danger here includes one is that, you see, the one who envies, him or herself will not have rest, because it's like a burden one has imposed in his or herself. You can imagine, even a person who envies will not enjoy himself. He starts developing, headaches, fevers unnecessarily.
Yeah,
why? Because
you are not even minding your own business.
You are not even minding your own business, and by that you can't. It is the portion that Allah had decreed on you. You can't forcefully get what you want. If you get it, you will get yourself blamed. That is your portion. So by envying that, they said, so person has bought exotic car. He said, wow. Then what happens? You start having that thought, when you start to envy that, why shouldn't I have such? You now start calculating that, what are the ways, what are the means by which I can go in getting this? This desperation will set in. And by that, it leads to, troubles and, vices, society vices. These ones we are seeing around us, cutting of the heads, cutting of private parts, illegalities all around everywhere. So it's as a result of this. Now, another problem is that if you look at the Westerns, you see, this wars of the thing we are seeing going on around, everything is because is in fact one of the disease of envy. When a country envies another country's economy, every one of us, we are trying to be capitalists in nature. And we know what, when we are talking about capitalism, you know what that entails? It entails, in fact, we can say it encourages, competitions. Now, by competing with each other, like he has his own, I have my own. Of course, there will be disagreements. Not even in these our democratic settings, where you have the free will. Of course, you look at our transitional process. When one feels that, okay, I'm supposed to, you are not doing it properly, let me come in, let me take it from you. I'm supposed to be in this. So, let's look at that. We will have a quick glance through what is called envy. Like I said again, the root problem, the mother of all our problem is what? Is date. In fact, it has been dated back to envy, and up to date, it still remains envy.
May Almighty Allah continue to have mercy on us. We are humans and we are not perfect.
Yeah.
We are meant to fall into these attributes, to have these, or into this envy. We tend to feel envious of our neighbors or people. How do we purify our heart, or how do you have this mindset not to be envious of people?
Yeah, we can say it is very hard to fight.
Okay.
So this is why we, as a Muslim, we used to say, Allahumma unsurna ala anfusina. Oh Allah, help us fight against our souls and desires. Because the greatest war a human being, in fact, a believer, would, is the greatest war a believer is fully engaged in throughout his life is, fighting against the soul. We will keep fighting against this soul. And if Allah wills, because there are some persons, no matter how, He has decreed them that this is where they will land. This is, it has been decreed. So everything we are doing today, we still ask Allah, and even as a Muslim, we still continue to ask Allah for guidance. Because no one, in fact, I don't know where I'm going to land. We are only praying that Allah should count us among the successor in this life and the hereafter. So somebody you are saying that, this person is a sinner, can change because he is not decreed to enter hellfire. He is decreed to enter paradise, and you don't know. So what condition, what state will you find yourself today? You now start feeling like, yes, we are the people of paradise. Of course, one can admire, but in the day of judgment, we are going to see. Allah has told us that, the ones that will enter hellfire, these are the things they will be doing, and the ones that will enter paradise, these are what they will do. So He placed us in between to go for wherever we want to choose. So that is it. Now, it's something we will keep fighting against. But then, if at all, we've heard it all that there is no way one would not get jealous of things we are seeing around us. But we should rather pray to Allah to grant us, in fact, using someone's affluence that, Allah, by the virtue of this person's money, grant me, because you don't even know what that person, you don't know what that person is into.
You don't know the source.
You don't even know the source of that person. So don't ask for that blessing, but ask Allah that, Allah, bless that thing you are saying. If it is wealth, just ask Allah that, Allah, grant me wealth. So ask Allah. If it is a beautiful, a luxury house that you see, Allah, grant me a beautiful house. You are the omniscience, and you are the omnipotent. You have knowledge about everything. You know what is good for me, and I know you would not do what is not good for me. So grant me the best from the way, in fact, the ones you are pleased with yourself. So that is going to be so that is what we should be doing. Or however, now if we say we are doing it when we see, people that are, being successful, somebody that is doing well, fine. What about we? We are saying that tabala ni jealousy. What of people that will be jealous in us? Are we going to save from their own evil eye? So the solution here is that we will keep asking Allah His total protection. And that is why when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is even teaching His messenger that seek refuge in we, your creator, from the envier at the time they envies. Because even you yourself, Muhammad, you are not safe from it. So we start reciting Ayatul Kursi. So in fact there are verses that Prophet Muhammad for protections. Ayatul Kursi is one of it. Whoever recites Ayatul Kursi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said at that, in fact, the Prophet Muhammad told us that at that moment, one recites that, no evil will befall on that person.
Thank you very much, sir. And thanks for joining us on today's episode. We really appreciate your presence. And I hope our viewers at home have learned one or more on today's episode. Yes, it is not good to be envious of others. We should wish them well. And we pray that Almighty Allah grants us ours too. We should not forget that one of the most important things to make dua is for its sincerity. Yes, it's not easy to be totally sincere. It requires constant struggles and dua. Ask Allah to help you purify your intentions. Yes, this is what we are saying about being envious. So we should always ask Almighty Allah for guidance, that Almighty Allah should purify our intentions. May Almighty Allah continue to have mercy on us, and may Almighty Allah continue to be sufficient for us. Amen. My name is Mariam Owodoni. Thanks for joining us on today's episode, and thanks for coming on today's episode, sir. We really appreciate your presence. This is where we will be ending today's episode on the message this beautiful Juma. See you next time. same time on the same station, inshallah. Masalam.
To dismantling doubts and nurturing convictions by addressing relevant topics affecting today's society. These lectures offers our conscious minds ways to address our soul properly according to the Holy Quran. Islam is a religion of peace.
ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت